Well, this is it. We've made it to the end of our daily discipleship series. We are on habit 90. We have gone through the entire book of Matthew, talked about 90 different habits that we need to have in order to follow Jesus. Today's habit is the capstone, I believe, of what it means to be a disciple of Jesus. Our reading comes in Matthew 28, 19 through 20. The theme, go, baptize, and obey. Here's what the passage says in verse 19 through 20. Jesus is speaking. He just gets done finishing talking about how he has all authority. Therefore, here's the first one, go. It's not just, we're not supposed to just sit around, but we are supposed to go and make disciples of all nations. How do we make disciples? 2 simple steps. Baptizing them in the name of the Father, Son, and of the Holy Spirit. When we share the good news of Jesus, the next step is for people to be baptized. After they're baptized, verse 20, and teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. It's not about simply learning what God has commanded. It is about obeying what God has commanded. Then we're reminded that Jesus will always be with us when he says, and surely I am with you always to the very end of the age. Which brings us to the conclusion of the book of Matthew. As we look at the Great Commission, a profound question that we need to ask ourselves, am I being a disciple and making disciples? It is one thing to try to go and make disciples, but it's hard if we're not already being disciples. But as we are being disciples, we also need to go and make disciples. My goal, or my hope, is that through this series, you are a better disciple of Jesus, and you are making disciples of Jesus as we walk in his authority, as we share the good news, as we go and baptize people, ultimately teaching them to obey. Friends, it has been a pleasure to walk with you on this journey. I look forward to continuing to walk with you as we begin our new series entitled, This Is Us. You will not want to miss this series as we are going to be talking about our mission, vision, values, the direction that God is leading us. At the same time, we will be studying the book of Acts. We are who we are as a church based on the work of the Holy Spirit that we read about in Acts, which is a perfect segue as we're coming out of reading about the life of Jesus in the book of Matthew. I'm looking forward to what God has for us in the future. Thank you for walking with me. Never forget that you are loved.